Congressman, thanks for being with us. And obviously an emotional moment. We're seeing everybody gathering here. We're going to have the announcements of each of the teams, the first pitch, and of course a very emotional national anthem.
It is. You can feel the energy walking in here. There's more people than ever before. I think the estimates are we're going to have over 25,000 people, which means we're going to raise more than $1 million for charity. This game is a charity game, and we've added a new charity here. It's for fallen officers to help with the bravery that our 2 Capitol Police showed and the Alexandria Police showed a couple of days ago.
What does it mean for you to be here tonight? I mean, this is something most Americans don't even know happens. It's
right.
A game that's been happening on and off since 1909, and obviously in recent decades, it's an annual thing. But tonight, it's different.
Tonight, it's very different. Tonight, this is about us showing solidarity, showing that an attack on one of us is actually an attack on our democratic institutions. And the goal for all of us tonight is going to be, can we take this feeling of bipartisanship, can we take this feeling of unity and continue it beyond just tonight? And that's going to be the responsibility of our political leaders, and it's going to be the responsibility of the American people to say we demand that everybody continue to work together.
Look, you are unusual in many ways, one of which is, you have done a lot of bipartisan things. You did a road trip with a Democrat. You come on, you do interviews and you talk about this investigation and you're asking tough questions as a Republican, but you're open-minded. I can't say that about all of your colleagues in Congress. And in fact, over the past few days, some people have been blaming the left because the shooter was obviously a Bernie Sanders supporter, a Trump hater, GOP hater. When you hear those sorts of comments, does that upset you, or do you think that there's something fair to it?
Look, we all got to take a deep breath, right? We all have contributed to the divisiveness, right? And one of the things I learned on my road trip is that we agree on more than we disagree, and we should be focusing on those things. But if we want to see different outcomes in our government, we got to change the way we think. And if we change the way we think, we may change the way we behave, and that's going to lead to different outcomes. And I hope everybody uses this as an example to show that bipartisanship's not a dirty word, and that we can disagree without being disagreeable.
And in terms of how things are going to change, I mean, on a physical basis, you've heard a lot of people, look, it's understandable, there's fear. Mm-hmm. And there would be fear, there should be fear, it's natural after what just happened. You're a former CIA agent, you're obviously allowed to carry a gun, you, I'm sure, own a gun. I mean, are you going to change your security because of this? Are you going to be carrying your gun around because you're actually allowed to do that? Well,
one of the things that's natural in a situation like this, and unfortunately I have too much experience with these kinds of activities, it's be afraid, be nervous, be angry. All that stuff is natural, but we also have to realize we can't let this stop us from doing our job, and that's representing the American people. I spent 9.5 years as an undercover officer in the CIA. I've been looking over my shoulder all my life, and I've continued to do that in this job. And I think most the American people need to realize the number of threats to elected officials, I think, has been increasing over the last couple of years, and Republicans and Democrats are seeing this problem.
So, Congressman, I want to ask you one thing and then bring in our panel, and this is just to the point of that tonight is obviously a moment of unity, but then tomorrow, what will happen, right? Republican Congressman Steve King, one of your colleagues, he talked about blaming, at least in part, Barack Obama for the divided political climate that he says actually led to the shooting yesterday. He gave a radio interview, and I just want to play a brief clip. Here he is.
I do want to put some of this at the feet of Barack Obama. He contributed mightily to dividing us.
I agree. Oh, I do agree.
Focus on our differences rather than our things that unify us. And this is some of the fruits of that labor.
What's your reaction when you hear that from your colleague?
Pointing fingers doesn't help. Right? We can only control our own actions. We can only control the way we talk about things. And if we want to see a difference, then you have to be that difference and you have to be that change. So we all should be talking about politics the way we want everyone talking about it instead of pointing fingers.